I guess I should know by now that this thing is gonna fight me every single step of the way. It's a darn good thing there's only like 357,000 steps left. Monday, and I'm out here in the Montana garage. I'm not a huge fan of Mondays usually, but this Monday was okay. Let me tell you why. There's a few reasons. Number one, yesterday the Colorado Avalanche won the Stanley Cup. I'm a huge hockey fan, been a huge Avalanche fan for 20 years probably. That was super cool. If you don't watch hockey, I don't understand it. Nah, I know a lot of people aren't into it, but once you get into hockey, it's a pretty cool sport, so check it out sometime. The second thing that was good about today is my boss gave me the day off work. My boss is a super cool guy, and all right, just kidding. I work for myself, so my boss is me, and I decided I'm not going to work today. So it's nice to do that once in a while. I got plenty to do, but I just decided to take a day off. So I went for a nice long mountain bike ride, and then took care of some stuff around the house, and now I'm out here in the Montana garage, so how could it be better, right? And the third thing that makes today kind of cool is, look at this firewall. Just look at it. It's done. I don't have to mess with it or spray it a 7th or 8th or 10th time or whatever, how many times I did it. I'm so glad that that's finally done. Oh, look, I forgot, if you watched the last video, you know I got a checklist now, so I guess, of course I had paint the firewall on the checklist. Let's see, what did I do? I don't have a marker hanger yet. So somewhere, no, right here, stashed my marker right here. I had a black one when I wrote the list, but now I got green because my wife stole the black marker back. So gotta go to the store and get one of those. But 55 Chevy list. Look, I had paint the firewall, I was done, paint the firewall, I was done, paint the firewall, I was done. Did that like 12 times. But this time I get to cross it off for real. Done. Now all we have left to do is everything else. So let's get to it. So the first part of everything else is get this body back on this frame. Shouldn't be that hard. I just have a few things to get done or take care of before we can actually do the transplant or the mating of the two or the reintroduction, or I don't know, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if you saw the video where I took the body off the frame. It was one of my very first videos, and a few people have been watching it lately, so that's kind of cool. But also I hope they don't just watch that video, because at least I think my videos have gotten a little better since then. Anyways, if you haven't seen that video, I'll try to put the little link up there. Go check it out. I used a chain hoist and a bar in the rafters. I may do a similar thing to get the body back on the frame. I left my bar in the rafters up above the furnace because I use it to hoist or lower the bigger furnace that I had up there. And I don't think I needed it to hoist this little one up. But anyways, it's still up there in the rafters, so I have to remove some plastic to get to it. Not a huge deal, but if I can avoid doing that, I will. I have a engine hoist now that I didn't have when I took the body off, so I'm gonna try to use that. First of all, I'm gonna need to be able to roll the frame. And although it looks like a roller, if you watch some of my older videos, you know that it's just a dragger because it don't roll. That was also several months ago, haven't fixed that problem. But the problem is these old wheels I had on it are 14-inch wheels. I put drop spindles on, and the drop spindles interfere with the wheel right down there. So the wheels don't turn. So probably take the wheels off the delivery, the front wheels off the delivery, put them on there, and then we'll finally have a roller. Once it's a roller, it's still gonna be kind of hard to roll because I don't know if you can look at the front tires. I guess right now they're kind of like this right now because obviously I just threw the A-arms on there and they need some spacers and whatnot. But usually one tire's turned this way and one tire's cocked that way because none of the steering cross shafts or tie rod ends or any of that stuff are on there. So I took care of the cross shaft. It's all new and ready to go. They're not new, but cleaned and painted and ready to go. I still haven't got the new tie rod ends and whatnot, so I think I got to find the old ones probably in that pile somewhere, maybe. I'll put them back on there temporarily so that once it's a roller, we can actually roll it and steer it and not have to fight it, because I'll probably be doing this by myself like everything else. Then I got to find the body bushings. I bought a new body mount set, new bushings or rubber mounts and bolts. They're somewhere. That was like 2 years ago, so I'll find them. They're in here somewhere. And then I should probably crawl underneath and check all the bolt holes where the body bolts go. I think I did a pretty good job of taping them off, but I'll grab a new bolt and just chase all the threads, make sure I'm not gonna have any issues there and I don't need to use a tap in them or whatnot. And at that point, I think we'll finally be ready to actually do the move to make these two one again. These two pieces will once again be ready to become one with one another, be reunited in holy existence, be joined in holy matrimony, be combined in a hot rod type way, be placed back together in hot rod matrimony, finally be reunited, finally become one, become close, once again. Get super cozy with each other. Finally, clear up some space in my shop. Be attached securely and hopefully permanently. Let's make this thing a roller, shall we? Let's see, I guess I'll have to move this trunk around about 30 more times until I can finally put it back on. We're getting there. Well, shoot, I suppose I should have loosened the lug nuts. I probably got them loose enough, I guess. We'll see. Oh, yeah, I guess they're... Because the tire don't spin, I didn't have to loosen them before I lifted it up. Ooh, pretty. Well, let's see, I guess it means I don't have another jack. I need to put that on jack stands. Look at that, I still got rags on top of my jack stands because it's like I care because it's painted. We'll see how long that lasts. Get these wheels out to 57. One of which is flat. It's a slow leaker. We'll make it work. That one felt a little heavier for some reason. Big block, baby. See, look, well, you can't even see. Where are you at? Can you guys see anything over here? Can you see this? I can't see what am I looking at? Need a bigger screen. Anyways, look, yeah, no rags over here. I'm past it on the 57, which this frame's probably nicer than the one I did. As time passes, I guess you get less concerned about stuff like that. This is just an old race car. Or it's supposed to be someday. Which one seems like it might be the right one for these guys? Oh, see this one, if I had any brains, which we've all discovered I don't, I would have loosened them before. Okay. For some reason I counted to 6 when I was doing those lug nuts. I was like, these can get a fit if they got 6 lugs. If they got 5, I just can't count. Going up. Just in case. Not a lot of room over here. I almost hit myself in the face with the 4-way. That sounds about like my luck. Guess I should have hooked up the Ooga, but I'm lazy. Alright, I guess before I go crazy and go too far, I better make sure these ones fit on here. They should. I got disc brakes on the 57 too, but it doesn't have drop spindles, I don't think. Money, 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 money. Except for, I think it's gonna be fine. Those studs are pretty short though. I don't think we need super long studs for push speed. Guess we need long enough to reach. Is it reaching? Uh-oh. Well, son of a gun. Dang it! Well, strike one on project. Let's make it a roller. These hubs I got from CPP got some little teeny tiny, what are we gonna call that, like 7/8 of an inch wheel stud on them. Which worked for those wheels, and it may work for whatever wheels I decide to go with. But it don't work for these center lines. 57's got some 2 1/4 inch Mambo babies on it. And then we got the lug nuts that the stud actually sticks through. It ends up going, you know, pretty much right to the face of them. But anyways, I guess I can't use these wheels to make it a roller unless I get some longer studs put in there, which I probably should do anyways if I'm going to be, you know, like drag racing and stuff. But definitely not going to do it today because everything's closed. All I want to do is put you on there so that you can help me make this a roller. But no, you want to be all fat in the middle and make it so that you can't go on there. And you want to be all skimpy with your little wheel studs so that couldn't go on there. Why can't we all just get along? Just one time I want you guys to get along. It seemed like such an easy, foolproof plan. Take the wheels off of a 57 Chevy and put them on a 55 Chevy. What could possibly go wrong? All of it. I better go have some pizza and think about it. You know, ruminate, ponder, that sort of stuff. How do you even spell ruminate, and does it really mean what I think it means related to this? Probably not. I didn't get the camera on in time, but Moose over there just sauntered over, took a look at both of these wheels, looked at me as if to say, I told you they weren't going to fit, and then headed back over there. Maybe he's telling me we got to steal the Kragers off the DD Speed Shop 57 Chevy. Sounds like a plan, Moose. All right, thanks to Moose's brilliant idea, we got the Kragers from the DD Speed Shop 57 Chevy on the 55 frame. Look what we got now. We got us a roller. I was gonna put the old kind of steering linkage and whatnot on there, because when you tried to push it before, the wheels would just go cattywampus and wouldn't go nowhere, but I'm too lazy to actually do the real work of putting that stuff together. Plus, I'm just gonna take it back off. So I decided, how else could I hook the wheels together? So we got some custom rope steering going on. Good enough for now. This is the downside about painting things and making them kind of pretty. Now I'm sitting here making cardboard gaskets. Gaskets? I don't know, spacers? Whatever you want to call it, to go between my brackets that are going to mount to the firewall where my chain hoist is going to go. The hinges are probably going to cover the same spot, but we don't want to put scratches in it, right? Shop update for Operation Put Body on Frame. So let's see, I've been out here a little bit tonight messing around. I showed you I got the frame rolling. I crawled underneath the car and I tapped out all the threaded body mount holes. I put back together my little chain hood hinge bracket thing that I used when I pulled the body off the frame, and I dug my engine hoist out to see if this is going to work. So I'll show you what we got going on so far. I think it might work. This is my apparatus for hoisting the body. So these two brackets, angle iron pieces I made, are screwed to where the hood hinges go. And then before I hoisted it from the rafters with the chain hoist, but now I got this engine hoist, and it seems like it's gonna work. I have, right now I have it lifted, all the bodies, you know, the rotisserie is up in the air and nothing has fell yet, so I think it'll work. What do you think, Moose? Is it gonna work? You might not wanna go under there. That could be a bad idea. So the theory is, hoist her up like this. I can unmount the rotisserie, the front half of the rotisserie. The back is still on the rotisserie. We've got a bar that connects it there. I'll pull that loose, unmount the rotisserie. I got the legs, or the feet or the legs or whatever of the engine hoist down here in the way, but the rotisserie will pivot out. This, of course, has to go out, turn around, and come back in backwards. And then I'll take the rear wheels off probably, and then just use my jack underneath the differential there. And then I should be able to, you know, I'll have to get the jack around the feet of the engine hoist, but we should be able to get around that, I think, and then straighten out, and then scoot her straight back and lower it down on the frame, right? Then, of course, once the front end of it's sitting on the frame, then I can, again, last time I used the chain hoist, but I could probably use the engine hoist again. And last time I used a little bracket and pulled through the fuel tank holes. So I'll dig that stuff out. Should be able to lift it right there to get the rear rotisserie out of the way, then set it down on the frame. For some reason, I'm a little nervous about the whole operation. I don't know why. I guess because I've never done it before and I don't want to break something on me or on it or on Moose. Stay safe, Moose, stay safe. All right, well tonight I think was just try to kind of come up with a plan and see if this is gonna work. Put my crap together. Oh, and also the good news is, the crappy thing about painting stuff is then you gotta be careful. I'm being super careful, trying not to scratch it. I taped up all my chain, and then actually, look what I did already. Can you see that? There and there. And I didn't do that with the chain. I did that when I was using the duct tape and wrapping it around the chain. The duct tape roll hit the firewall. So, screwed it up already. Moose the watch cat is on duty, keeping everybody safe. What do you see, Moose? Anything out there? Any bad guys coming? Yeah, you keep your eyes open.
I was like, good luck, matey. All will be okay.
Now I gotta make sense of all this stuff. All right, folks, we're back out in the Montana garage, and I'm pretty sure, I'm confident that today is the day. Today is the day that that body goes back on that frame after 8 million years and 8 million things gone wrong. We're gonna make it happen. So I've been out in the Montana garage the last couple evenings doing some little things. I haven't filmed a whole bunch because I just didn't have a lot of time, and I was just trying to get some stuff ready so that I could make this happen today. So what have I done? I had a little clip of Trey and I pushing the frame out, so we turned it around. You know, the engine used to be over here. Now the engine's over there. So we turned it around. I mentioned that I thought I was going to be smart and just put a piece of rope to tie the two front wheels together. So I had a little bit of steering. So because the wheels, they just, you know, they go wherever and then you can't push it. Well, the rope didn't really work. I mean, it worked, but it was a pain. Even with two of us, I don't know if it shows up in that little video or if I have it in here, but we pushed the car out and turned it around, and it was a pain. So I decided I better do something else for that. And what I actually did is I just temporarily threw kind of the steering pieces back on here. And that led to another problem. So we discovered another issue with the move of the engine 3/4 forward plan. The idler arm, I believe it's called, mounts to the frame right here. And I don't know, I can't see it, I'm showing you, but it hits the header. So I had to gently, delicately bash the header in another spot. Yeah, it wasn't that delicate. I just wailed on it a little bit until it fits. We'll call that good for now. Let's see what else to do. I think I showed you guys I kind of did a test lift on the front, and I think we're good there. I dug out my little strap setup that I have for the back. So this is how I lifted it when I took it off the frame. So this is the gas tank mounting holes, and then I have a piece of angle iron underneath here. So it lifts it slightly off center. I just did a test lift back here too. And because we're not really, the strap isn't really centered, it kind of lifts the body like this. And so I got all the weight off of here, but it still had some weight on this side of the rotisserie. But I think I'll be good, because by the time we get to this part, we're already gonna have the front end sitting down on the frame, so it can't, you know, twist and fall or anything, right? Hopefully. I also sorted through all my body mounts, body bushings, body bolts and whatnot. I kind of organized them, how they're gonna go. So what I did is I bought this kit from Eckler's like in 2017. I was optimistic, I guess, at that point. So about 120 bucks for the body mounts, urethane body mounts, and body bolt kit. I think the gold washers came with the mounts, and then these washers came with the bolt kit. Anyways, it comes with two little pieces of instructions. This kind of gives you a diagram of how they go together, and then this little thing here tells you kind of where they go and bolt goes up or down. This I couldn't find at first. It was in with this bolt kit, I think. Anywho, you end up with some extra if you do like I did, and you buy these two things. So I think I have all these set up how they're going to go on the car, and then I've already placed all the body bushings on the car. So you got a urethane bushing, and it has like this little lip or donut to line it up in the hole. And then so there's an upper and a lower, and this little gold sleeve. There we go. I got all these in place. There's one, the front one is square. That goes under the little braces where the rotisserie is mounted. The rest of them are all the same. Well, they have a larger upper and a smaller lower mount. And let's see, one there, one there, one there, one there, one there, and then one in the very back. So those are all in place. I got to roll the car out, so they kind of fit on there pretty good, so I don't think they're going to fall apart. But if they do, not a big deal. I just wanted to kind of have them ready, because as usual, I'm doing this by myself. Trey went fishing today. So I'm envisioning I'm going to have a bit of a struggle kind of lining everything up, placing, you know, I got the bushings in place, but I got to put the washers in, and I don't know. It's probably going to be a shit show, but we're going to do the best we can and make it happen. Got to push that back outside. Hopefully it'll be easier to push by myself, means I actually have the front wheels connected together now. So we'll get that out of the way. Gonna position the body over a little further, get the crane in the front where it's gonna go, and then I'm gonna kind of line the frame back up, kind of get it close. I don't like having it dangling off that chain forever, so I want to be kind of ready. So once I have it dangling and I get the rotisserie out of the way, we get the frame under there as quick as we can. So once I get the frame back kind of where it goes, we're gonna pull the rear tires off and I'll just use the floor jack. I'll have to wiggle it around the feet of this guy that are gonna be sticking under there. And yeah, I don't know, cross my fingers and hope that this plan works. Let's see what happens. Well, I think I'm ready to stop talking about it and start doing it. So let's get to it, huh? Something like that might work. All right, I think I got all the tools gathered. Frame somewhat in place. Hoist somewhat in place. Let's see what happens. All right, step number one, remove rotisserie. Went so far so good. Now we got to try to wiggle this around that and under there. All right, here we go. Gonna have a little trouble getting it over the lip of the driveway here. One tire up. Oh, two tires up. I guess that wasn't too bad. So we're approaching the other thing I was worried about, which is this going to go back far enough before it hits that? I thought it was, but now I'm thinking it's not. All right, we are so close, but this is not quite going to hit there, and the tire is on the hoist. So I have another little tiny floor jack. I think I'll stick in the front just to get it up, and then I can get this tire off. This tire over here is fine. Then we can go back the, I don't know, 2 more inches we need and bring her down. I wiggle it around a little bit more. It is pretty darn close. I'm gonna lower it down a little bit and see if we're in the ballpark. Hopefully I can do this like super slowly. Seems pretty slow. So the problem is I gotta come this way. And when I do that, it hits that. Contact. Little steering shaft. Huh. Now we got to worry about that screwing everything up. Perfect. All right, we just got a little unplanned surgery. I got to get rid of a little more of this steering shaft. I'm pretty sure you only need about an inch of it or so, but it's gonna hit this. So we're gonna cut below this big notch that's not supposed to be here anyways. Get rid of that, and then hopefully it's still long enough to do what I got to do when I put the new column in. Forgot my glove. I can handle a few little sparks, but I don't want half this blade sticking into my hand, so. Well, this is a good idea. I guess this is a perfect time for a shameless plug about my awesome grinder hood. Benchmark abrasives. So it's got room for a respirator and hearing protection, and I can actually see what I'm doing, so that's pretty cool. They're not a sponsor or anything, but I bought this on my own and I think it's pretty cool, and you should probably have one out in your shop. You can go to Amazon, click the link down below, and when you do so, Montana Garage will get a little commission from you. And I thank you. All right, still fighting with the front, but it looks like we got plenty of room, you know, under here for what we need. I'm gonna lower this back. I can only come down this much. All right, pull that pin out of there. This piece should slide on this piece, so what's holding it now is the jack. And we'll see if it'll actually come down. It wanted to, and then it just kind of bound up, it looked like. So, I don't know if you watch my other videos, I'll try to put a link in there when I was fighting this rotisserie. I gotta like pound on it, because it all binds up. I guess we'll just leave it how she is for now and see if that works out. I guess we might as well attempt a little bit of pounding while we're here. It wanted to go. Watch your ears. I can't tell if it's going anywhere, can you? It's going slow. There used to be a hole right there. Whoops. Guess I gotta just switch to a real hammer. Little tappy tappy. Going down. Time for another shameless product plug. You want to get yourself one of these badass brass boppers, we'll call it. You cannot go to Amazon and click any links. You got to make one of these bad boys yourself, especially if you want the proto crescent wrench handle brazed onto it. That is badassery at its best. I didn't make it myself. My grandpa made it, probably in the 60s, I'm guessing. I'm just lucky enough to be able to get to use it. Thanks, Grandpa. Well, that's a fail. My other little small floor jack I have, it's supposed to go higher than that. It's either out of fluid or needs bled. Probably you can see where it's been leaking. Thought it worked last time I used it, but she don't quite go high enough to get the tire off the ground. So it's close. I mean, there's not a lot of weight on it, but plan 12. Now we got the old wheel off the ground. Plan 12 ended up being, I took that floor jack out from back here and I used my snowmobile dollies. I'm sure it's not designed to hold this much weight, but got one under each axle there and didn't crush it yet. So let's get this tire off here. All right, got that tire off there. Now we should be able to keep going back. Hopefully. Just has to go here. That's going to be ballpark right there. All right, we got the back as low as we can get it. Sounds like we made some sort of contact somewhere. All right, so a little cockeyed because that was close. Give it a little yank this way. Down here. A little further. Going back. This way. All right, so we're not very straight because this one's looking pretty good. This one is not looking pretty good. Let's go yank the back over this way a smidge frigil. See what that does for us. So getting close, boys and girls. that one is money. This one is pretty close. So let's go up a smidgel frigil. Because we got to get washers in there. These are the ones for the first guy here. You guys can hang out right there for a second. Dropping everything. All right, so this is supposed to go. I think that goes on there. Bolt with a little small washer, because that's all there's room for in there. Bigger washer on the bottom. Alright, so all I did is I got it kind of started there. Let's see what the dealio is with this one. We're close. Bring her down. Ooh, that was fast. Money. All right, same scenario here. Got this big washer that goes in there. Got a little bolt action. Big washer action. I'm not tightening them all the way up by any means, but I just want to get them so it's not just barely hanging on there. Can you guys even see what I'm doing? Probably not. I can't see the camera. I don't know about working around all this fancy painted stuff. I remember my uncle used to say that he wanted rubber wrenches, and now I know why. I'm trying to protect stuff, and it's a lot easier when you just got junk and you can just put it together. I guess now I should, I gotta crawl underneath here and try to get probably this one and the next one back, and then at some point, they'll only have so many so close, and then the back's got to come down, so we'll have to move this here apparati back there and do the same thing. By golly, I think we're gonna get it. All right, so mount number 2 goes down from the top, from inside the car here. Still got my heater in here. All right, where's the little hole? Right here. See the little hole there? This guy's got to go on top of the mount. Reaching around on the outside here. See if I can, yep, there it is. All right, so then we got the bolt, and then this little washer fits down in the hole here. And I'm close. That gold washer is hard to get lined up. Where's the hole? Can't find the hole. There it is. All right, now we got another washer and a nut. Come back outside to do that. Yeah, here's the bottom half of the bushing fell off. So that goes in yonder. All right, so yeah, we gotta come down. We already can't get that to see the bolt. You guys can't see nothing. Who's filming this? The old bolt don't make it through the hole. So I guess the first one's all we can do, and now we gotta come down in the back. So to come down in the back, we got to move the hoist. So I guess Operation Move the Hoist is next. So in theory, we have weight on the frame. So, I still got weight on there, but we're going down there next. I got to get this guy out of the way, put DD Speed Shop 57's Krager back on the front, and then we'll move this guy to the back. I guess now we're at seeing if my plan for lifting the rear is going to work. We got the bolts loose on the rotisserie. There she goes. The problem is I can't get these freaking bolts out of here. Oh, I guess I'm gonna one gone. One hockey puck that I had in there. One bolt. One more hockey puck. What's out here? Going down. Alright, something hitting again or just groaning. Definitely connecting somewhere. Take a peek. Shock bar probably. Ah, no? Yeah. No. Let's see, I can't get that out of there yet. I gotta get this. Shoot. We got a problem. So I got my little strap hanger apparatus here. And then under here, you see how it's got those eye bolts sticking down, and I got that angle iron there. Well, the angle iron goes over here, and I left it long because I wanted to support more of the trunk, but now look. It's hitting. It's actually not hitting right there, but it's about to hit. Or we just move these spring brackets. So that's gonna be a problem. I'm not gonna be able to go all the way down. So I gotta figure that out. Well, the way I see it, I've only got really two options for taking care of this little bracket hitting the bracket problem. I could jack it back up and put the rotisserie back under here to hold it while I take that all apart and cut it and put it back on there. Or I could just see if I can fight my way under here. I'm just gonna bring the death wheel under here and try to buzz this off. As long as I can angle it around everything I need, I think that's gonna be the easiest. So let's make some sparks. I had to break out the Sawzall because I couldn't quite get the death wheel up in there how I needed to, but got a light shining right at you. Where's that at? Come here. But we took a little notch out of that guy. I just couldn't get, I was gonna just cut it off right there, but I couldn't get the grinder in there. So that ought to work. Hopefully that's high enough. Back to the regularly scheduled program. So once again, going down, hopefully. Peek of what we got going on. And we're back. As predicted, that was a little bit of a pain in the butt, but where we're sitting now, all body mounts or body bushings are in place. None of them are tightened up. I just got done fighting with the last of them. A couple were a bugger because like the bolt is just barely long enough and I had to keep lowering the body down. One of the biggest things I had to fight with was the stupid brace I put under here. This thing I had to cut. I showed you guys cutting it. I had to cut it like 3 more times because I kept not cutting it enough and it kept hitting. So that's something for you guys to think about if you're doing this in the future, or if somebody else is doing this. This setup I had worked fine before. It didn't hit anything, but beans I modified the frame and moved the springs in line and then changed the little mounts up there. And that was hitting that and it kept causing me trouble. The body wouldn't go down far enough. I couldn't get the bolt started, blah, blah, blah. But I finally got it. The only thing that was kind of weird is these mounts back here, one on each side. There was like this much of a gap and I had to jack up on the frame. So I jacked the frame up and it pushed it up to where it contacted with the bushing, and then I was able to get a bolt in there. I don't know if that's because I did the spring pocket kit and I warped the back of the frame down. So I don't know if it's in some kind of bind or something now, but I don't know. I jacked it up, it went up there. I was able to get the bolt started and the nut tightened. I don't have them tightened, but I got the nut started and it's there. So that's where we're at right now. I'm gonna clean up a little bit. Throw a jack under there, jack the frame up and get the dollies out of there, get the rear wheels on. And then I think it's a little past due for lunch for me. I gotta go get a snack and then I'll be back doing something. All right, here we go, kind of the moment of truth. This is I just got the tires put on. Now it's gonna get different wheels and tires and it's got mismatched. It's got the Kragers, 15 Kragers in the front and 14 slots in the back. But this is the first time But it's sat on its wheels. So let's see how she looks. Voila! It's a good day in the Montana garage. And we're back. I just got done tightening up all the body mounts. I crawled underneath my handy dandy tape measure there and I measured a few different places. There's like no super like square, straight, normal places to measure to. But I measured it all and I decided it all had to scoot that way. So I loosened, most of the body mounts were still loose. I had to kind of loosen these back too. And then I moved her that way as far as I could. Now in some places it says it's good, some places it says it needs to go a little bit that way. I don't know, visually I think it looks pretty good. Wheel wells are close. I think it's a 1/4 inch different from side to side, but I couldn't really get it to go any further that way. Up here I measured like from the frame over to this bracket and it's pretty much dead on both of those. So I cinched them all down. We got her sitting on its own wheels. So if you remember right, we got 2-inch lowering springs. And then we got the coil springs. The coil springs are sitting in their lowest position, so right now she's sitting kind of, you know, nose down. We'll probably crank the front up a little bit when I get around to mess with that. Door gaps look decent. I mean, they never have been decent. This one kind of drags a little bit. And then this one opens smooth as butter. So I do have some shims that came with the body mount kit, and I know you can, I've seen a document, piece of paper, a checklist, a thing, a something or other, somewhere on the internet or in my little shop manual about adding or subtracting shims to mess with the doors. So I'll look for that and see if I need to do anything. This door gap's always been like this. It's just really tight down here. I don't think that's really anything I did today or with the body mounts, but like I say, it just kind of binds up a little bit. So we might need to, you know, add a shim somewhere to open it up on top a little. I don't know, I mean, it's by the gaps you can't really tell it's tight there, but we'll mess with that eventually. I think that's it for today. I'm kind of running out of time. Got some other stuff I have to do the rest of this afternoon. I might have to leave my mess and clean it up later, but I'm probably gonna call this video here. I've been looking forward to this day for a long time. My motivation, I don't think I've been as motivated to put this car together in years as I am right now, seeing it sitting here like this. It's a car again. It's not just pieces in my shop. There's still a lot of pieces all over my shop and that I'm missing and whatever, you know what I mean, but it looks like a car. It's just a big puzzle I got to put together. So I'm going to get to it and I'm going to get this thing put together. I'm looking pretty good there, ain't I? As usual. Anyways, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and come back next time. I don't know what's next. There's, like I said, all I have left to do is everything. So I'll pick something and we'll video it.